Welcome to another deep dive in leadership. And today we're joined by Jerry Tavella. Now, Jerry is with Strategies for Wealth and Prosperian Wealth Management. Jerry, thank you for joining us today.
Michael, thanks for having me.
And I guess with that kind of lead in, I've got to ask, first of all, tell us in a few sentences, what do you do?
Sure. After about 18 years as a financial advisor, helping people make financial decisions, helping them better understand what are typically complex matters and how they apply to their personal finances, I now lead a firm of about 210 advisors, making sure that they have the resources, the infrastructure, the tools that they need to be excellent advisors. So I'm a principal at a firm with 210 advisors in the Northeast, predominantly in New York, but with advisors spread out over all of New England as well.
Wow. And certainly in today's economy, with the gyrations the market's going through, I know that's got to keep you busy. But from another perspective, tell us why you do what you do.
Sure. I love that question. We spend a lot of time in our organization talking about our why. We're a mission-driven organization, I should say. So having a why that is meaningful and purposeful to us is really important. I believe that my personal why really hinges around an opportunity to promote a sense of personal responsibility and to take on as much personal responsibility in all instances, in all circumstances that is reasonably possible. I believe that when we take on as much responsibility as is reasonably possible, we'll be most satisfied with the outcome. So that personal why for me to take on personal responsibility and to coach others into considering doing the same will lead to the most satisfactory outcome. And it drives my relationships, drives how I parent, drives how I coach, drives the advice that I give to my clients and to my advisors on how to run their personal balance sheets or their financial planning practices.
Wow. When we look at today's business world and we talk about the need for accountability, what you just laid out, your definition of ownership, to me reflects your taking on accountability
For
for the
sure.
results and your clients. And that's just
Absolutely.
great to hear.
Absolutely.
I've got a couple questions here to go through. Uh, but given you just described the size of your team, and that's quite an undertaking. What are your goals as a leader?
Absolutely. I appreciate it. So our team, we have about 210 advisors. My team that I engage with in support of those advisors is obviously much smaller. There are about 30 or 40 of us that exist to make the practices of our advisors run as smooth and as efficient as possible. And to grow an organization with more advisors, more team members to touch more lives in the community. Again, all throughout really the country, but predominantly here in the Northeast. My goals are to create an environment where advisors who are entrepreneurial in nature, appreciate autonomy, yet need structure and guidance and support to grow a practice, do so with us. So our long-term goals are to grow the firm, touch more lives, take on more clients, grow from an advisor headcount standpoint in more regions and in more cities, particularly in the Northeast that we're not currently in. My goals are to create an environment where advisors can focus on their why, focus on their relationships with their clients, and lean on us for infrastructure, support, compliance, training, development, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Now, you talked about your emphasis on coaching and development. And what I hear from that is it's really about leadership development. So you're out there developing leaders.
Sure.
What do you see as the characteristics or qualities of a good leader?
I've read a lot of Simon Sinek books
Okay.
around leadership, which is where really I spend a lot of my time developing my why. But one book title in particular that stands out is his book titled "Leaders Eat Last." So to
Okay.
me,
Yep.
just putting others ahead of myself, never putting, our leadership team on a pedestal, but certainly supporting and rewarding and recognizing the efforts of the people that are doing it on a day in and day out basis is one of the things that I hold really important in the characteristics of my leadership team. To be selfless, right? Put others first, to inspire by being willing to do what we're asking of those that work with us or support us to also do, right? I'm not above any certain task or responsibility. So for me, my leadership team, it's really important that they're able to not only do the tasks that they're asking others to do, but have done it successfully, on their own. So, putting those that we lead first is a huge and pretty integral responsibility of a leader in an organization like mine.
Wow, and that's certainly a more detailed and comprehensive explanation of the terms we hear a lot called servant leadership.
Sure.
And we've both been involved in Vistage, and that's one of the key components of the Vistage organization. But we've been together for the last couple of years now. Uh, Tell me a little bit about why you joined Vistage and what you found the benefits to you to be.
Sure. So I think I've shared with you in the past that being part of various study groups of like-minded individuals trying to achieve similar goals of growth, et cetera, has always been an important part of my development. So about a year and a half ago or so, when you and I met and you invited me to join the group, what I was looking for was a group of business leaders in different industries that were faced with a lot of the similar challenges that I'm faced with around taking care of people, leading, inspiring, getting the most out of the people that we have inside our organizations, dealing with different business challenges, whether it's HR, payroll, marketing, or otherwise, the list is endless. I was looking to be in a group of like-minded, growth-oriented, inspiring leaders on a regular basis, sharing challenges, sharing ideas, opportunities, et cetera. And that's exactly what I've gotten. From Vistage itself, what you've brought to the table is a lot of guest speakers in different domains or areas that I knew I needed to be aware of or spend more time in. But without Vistage, I'd have to go seek it or find it. So you've brought speakers to the table around leadership development, topics that we're talking about today that I'm able to bring to my team. Artificial intelligence, which is driving so much of how we're operating our businesses, et cetera. I've learned a lot from the people who have spoken at Vistage Crisis Management as we took a deep dive on that topic last month, and even sales training. A number of my advisors need to be coached on communicating with clients to get them to take action for the sake of their own concerns. I met a sales coach through Vistage that I have recently engaged with through my organization to come in and do some training for my folks at a level that we haven't been able to provide in the past. So the resources, in addition to the camaraderie of sharing ideas and growth with peers, the ideas and speakers that Vistage has brought to the table that I've then turned around and hired directly from my own organization have been an added benefit.
Wow. Jerry, thank you. And I want to add to that your contribution to the group. It's definitely a mutually beneficial relationship for each of the members. You're really doing your part with your engagement and the leadership you show in our group meetings every month. So thank you.
I appreciate that, Mike.
Now, you're a long way from this, but let's project a bunch of years down the road. When you're looking back, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
It's a great question. I think about it a lot. I think first and foremost, outside of the professional realm, is I want to be thought of as a great father to my two kids. That's why I was very fortunate to find this business that allowed me to have really excellent. I think as leaders and people running organizations, it's really hard to find balance. We pour a ton into our professional lives and our personal lives, but this career in particular for me allowed me to at least up until this point, I've got a 12-year-old son and a 15-year-old daughter, pour as much into them and be around and just set a good example for them as a father, just the same way my father did for me. So that's first and foremost in my mind. Um, Professionally, while I am a leader making a lot of business decisions to grow the organization and provide my advisors with the resources for their businesses to grow, I kind of think of the hat that I wear most often is that of coach, somebody who's overseeing
Okay.
training and development, somebody who is inspiring, other folks to be the best versions of themselves. And when I think of leadership and I think of my legacy as a leader, I hope that the folks that have had the opportunity to build businesses with me and engage with me think of me as somebody who helped them get to the next level or live up to their potential to expand their view of what is possible and then achieve those possibilities.
Okay. Jerry, thank you. Um, and I love and in our conversations, you are very definitely involved in the lives of your family and your kids. And I love hearing the stories and how you're supporting them in this relatively fast-paced world where we can focus on business sometimes too much. You've created a great balance.
I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you.
If people wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach out? Certainly, there are things like LinkedIn.
Yeah, certainly through LinkedIn, our website, www.strategiesforwealth.com, to learn more about our firm,
Okay.
either as a prospective advisor who's looking for a new home or as a prospective client who needs advice on how to navigate, again, their complexities around saving, protection, and growth. Or to me directly through my email address. The first initial is J, last name Tavella, T as in Tom, A, V as in Victor, ELLA at strategiesforwealth.com.
All right. And we'll make sure that is posted along with our interview today.
I appreciate
But
it, Mike.
Jerry, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us today and hearing some new insights on leadership. If you'd like to learn more about Jerry, we'll have his information available. My name is Mike Tetro. I'm an executive coach, and I lead a Vistage peer advisory group for CEOs. If you'd like to learn more about Vistage and what the benefits of a peer advisory group are, please reach out. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you on our next deep dive into leadership. Bye for now.